So, I believe when we left off last time, you guys basically you got your new best friend Tord. Uh,
Well, Bertram
And
got
you
his
were-
new best friend Tord.
Yeah,
That's true,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Bertram
pretty
got
sure
his-
only Bertram is particularly happy about Tord.
I believe you guys more or less just then went off on your own. You continued on to, I believe, the Goblin Camp, or at least that was the plan.
Wait, we were at the Goblin.
Oh, sorry, yes, the Kobold Camp.
Yeah, well, I think we were getting ready to.
I thought
We're
these were.
ready to-
I
yeah,
thought
we're
these were
ready.
goblins.
Yeah, they were. We killed the goblins.
Yeah.
Right.
Next thing up was the Kobolds.
Right, because we don't know where the stronger goblins are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, before the rest of the group left, they were going to Iron
Handle, yeah.
They were going to Iron Handle. Might have asked one of them if they saw the Woodstock family to say hi for her from her.
All right, you just sort of put the word through the group, and you get a lot of yeah, sure. There's obviously these people are a little traumatized from the events,
Yeah.
and so are
Like saying
a
they're
little
good
just
people,
not
they'll take care of
entirely
you.
there. Yeah. You get like a lot of like sort of yeah and nodding and like no direct eye contact. A lot of people just looking at the ground or away or just anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go.
Well, that's all we can do.
You guys all hop on your cart. Tor just like hops on up there. Then he like Bertram just walks up beside, and you guys just you nudge Redonkulus a bit, and he starts walking away. And as you guys walk away, nobody it's not like the people are overjoyed. Like, it's not like farewell. It's just people just sort of wave at you. Everybody's very clearly just very traumatized.
I mean, fair.
It'll be okay. Be safe.
I just give him a thumbs up all the way.
Best of luck to you.
Tord is like he's like just sort of waving, and he just like sort of leans into the cart, and he's just like, I know absolutely none of those people.
Wow.
I mean, good luck to him. I mean, traveled around with them, but at the same time, I will never remember them.
That's, I suppose, an
That's
approach.
honestly a bit sad.
How long did you travel with them that you won't remember any of them?
It's probably been 2 weeks, maybe 3, maybe a month at most.
Okay. Well, that's not super. Like, I have trouble remembering people's names anyway, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, exactly. See, not everybody's perfect. And he eyes you with that, like he like gives you that look of like, yeah, to you, Tash.
I don't think
especially after a month.
I don't think any of us ever claim to be perfect.
And with that, you guys just keep on going forward. Eventually, behind you, the people and the camp disappear from sight through the trees. Redonkulus just goes forward. You can tell. I'm gonna say. Actually, you're Eberine right now, right?
Low right now.
Okay. Is that the little girl or the adult?
Mm-hmm. Little girl.
Okay. You can tell just because you've talked with Redonkulus so much. Redonkulus has like this look on Tord of like, who the hell is this? But also at the same time, Redonkulus never cares, so Redonkulus just looks forward like, I don't care.
Do we have our little bunny friend?
Oh yes,
In the
yes.
pocket.
Squeaks
very
is just
big
there
vest
like
pocket now.
he's just there like he's kind of looking Tord up and down like, man.
Might ritual cast speak with animals as we're going along.
Gotta talk to all the critters.
Exactly. You did a really good job there, Squeaks.
Thank you. By the way, I have a question. He nods his head in the direction of Tor, and he's like, "Who's this asshole?"
Just kind of say, yeah, someone we traveled with a while ago. He's something.
Well, warriors can't all choose their company.
Yeah, it's at least until the next city.
You don't happen to know where that is, do you?
Looking around the other. Do we know where the next city is?
I guess we pull out the map. Whatever map we have.
The map was like a rough drawn thing of Night Vale, the town that most of you guys came from.
We don't have like an area map, like of the entire.
It kind of gives you an idea, but you don't have like a large area like of all of South Televas or the generic area you're in. You just kind of have. Well, it is like an area where you are in, but it doesn't go far.
Right. So it's a local map.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. Most of you, none of you are entirely knowledgeable about this specific area. You're kind of new in this specific area, and word doesn't travel around South Televas. So, in general, like all you really know about a city would be Iron Handle.
We don't want to go there.
Nope.
Are there any birds in this forest?
You're gonna talk to some birds now. Our very own Disney princess.
Exactly.
I will have to ask you to roll investigation.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Nope. There are no birds.
A bit distracted.
What's a bird?
I was like, have you actually ever seen a bird in your life?
Sure.
Looking back on it, you're not sure.
Birds look really different in the Feywilds.
Towards just there, like, the Feywild?
Oh yeah, it's really pretty.
Is that like a bar? Is that me here?
Give it like that face that kids give when someone should obviously know what they're talking about, but they don't. So it's like, what the fuck? No, it's where all the fairies come from, obviously.
Right.
Feywilds.
Right. Sorry I asked.
It's like you've never seen a pixie in your life. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that would explain why you're kind of a downer sometimes.
He just looks at you and he turns around to where Bertram is, walking alongside the car. And he's like, "So how are you, big buddy?"
This is going to be an interesting trip.
Squeaks
We
is
have
just in your. Oh, sorry.
a rabbit, a bugbear, that guy. You keep making friends.
Florissa, you hear Eberine. I mean, not Eberine. You hear Redonkulus from the front of the cart just go, "I'm here too."
Yes, of course you are, Redonkulus. I remember you.
Ulrich, you just see Redonkulus like neigh, and then Florissa just talk to the horse. I mean the donkey.
I assume he said something. All right then, moving on.
Because you forgot him.
No, he's just been here the whole time. He's not new.
Florissa, you hear Redonkulus just go, "Ouch."
I like how Redonkulus understands Ulrich. Ulrich just...
Redonkulus has been around, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and Alaric doesn't mean it in like a remotely dismissive way. He's just like, you keep picking up new ones. Here are the new ones.
Yeah. It's okay, Redonkulus. He doesn't mean it that way. We all know how important you are.
Not.
Of course not. You're the best
I've
donkey.
fought my fair share of dwarves.
Is he unhappy? I'm assuming you're talking to him about something.
Yeah. Just be a little careful with your words. He says he's fought a lot of dwarves. I wouldn't be surprised. He's a badass. Do you remember that? The goblin? Or what was it, kobold or goblin? I think it was a goblin, but...
Yeah, it was goblins.
I'm not quite sure what I said, but okay. Like, Alaric really, like, because he hasn't heard this whole conversation. He just heard you neighing at a donkey and a donkey neighing back. So he's like, I don't know why the donkey's upset. But
it's okay, he's smart. I think he'll understand.
This is so strange. He does not say that. That is in his head. This is so strange.
Stranger Things.
All right, I'm going to. So you guys are heading in the direction of the kobold place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Who's driving the cart?
Probably Florissa.
Yeah.
She tends to do that.
All right.
Less driving and more talking into Redonkulus, like... So I think if we follow along this path and go this way, we should find the kobolds eventually. Have you found a bunch of
roll a
kobolds,
survival
Redonkulus?
check.
Yep.
Roll a survival check with disadvantage.
Fuck.
Because you're engaging in conversation with Redonkulus.
Yeah. This will be great. This will be great. Nope.
Wasn't that great.
Great is how you make it.
You're just sort of going. It's probably about a solid few hours before you just start looking around. Where you think you are on the map has trees. You're in the middle of a plains.
Huh.
You very quickly
Did someone jump in
realize
all the trees?
you very quickly realize that you're supposed to be way farther west than you should be, and just end up and find a way back. And after another hour or two, you end up going back to the trees, and you're basically you're back on the path, but you took a few hour detour.
Yeah, it was like a little girl with a giant map in her hands, just sort of like slightly turning at 90 degrees. Oh! I think I got it now! Sorry, Big Sis is usually a little bit better with maps, but...
You guys are now in trees. It's not like difficult trees. It's just kind of forest, but like not like dense forest. Like there's very clearly a path going through the middle, and everything's fine.
This is fine. Everything is fine.
So where exactly are we headed?
Well, this should be the general direction of that kobold stronghold, I think.
Fair enough.
We were going to take care of the kobolds, right?
Yeah.
I believe that's the plan. Hopefully they don't have a bunch of humans in cages. That
No,
was less than pleasant.
that would be just predictable, and that's sad.
I wasn't thinking about it that way. The predictability is not the problem here.
I mean, it could be part of the problem. Then it just gets boring for us. We have to keep dealing with the same circumstances over and over and over again, right? We all need variety in our lives, especially heroes.
Yeah, they got to be a little more creative with that. They can't be.
Tash understands.
He just keeps opening his mouth, trying to say something and closing it again. Like, he's like, I don't have words with which to express why the boringness of having humans in cages isn't the problem here. So I just keep trying to say something, but then don't say anything. Like, it's one of those moments where, like, if you spend more than a second looking at his face, you can probably get most of that out of, like, the looks going across his face and him opening and closing of his mouth repeatedly.
Tash, I think Ulrika's awestruck.
Possibly. I've never seen that look on his face.
Awestruck is not the word I'd use.
Bertram from the side of the cart just goes, personally, I always found it pretty basic that we just put people in cages.
Hey, Bertram understands! Thank you, Bertram.
Welcome.
I mean, repetitive bad guy approaches are indeed boring. But I'm more concerned with the killing people, kidnapping people, locking them up, and putting them in cages rather than the impact on our level of entertainment.
Well, yes, but I mean, there are other ways to save people, right? So we should focus on learning all different techniques. And it gets very frustrating if it's all the same technique over and over and over again.
Lauren just, like, gives up. He's like, I don't know how to talk to this child right now.
Just like fervent nods, just really intense nodding.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. She's like, I don't understand you. You're so fervent about this.
Like, you can tell that this might be a little bit of how things in the Feywild think. Slightly.
Yeah.
Tord is just, like, sitting in his part of the cart, just, like, head in his, like, hand, like, kind of just on his head, and he's just staring at the floor. He just mutters to himself, what have I gotten myself into?
Apparently, hopefully non-repetitive adventure. Like, Lark just sort of, like, gives that sort of pained chuckle and moves on.
Bertram just goes, I hope we fight a dragon.
Oh, that would be amazing. That is something every adventurer should do eventually, but maybe not right now, but eventually.
Yeah, let's not right now, please.
I think I could take him.
Oh, I bet you totally could, Bertram. You could.
Lauren just, like, raises an eyebrow and doesn't comment.
You beat the crap out of a wormling. Do it. I believe in you.
What's a wormling?
Is that what they call a baby dragon?
Just as he looks at you, and just as slowly as he said that, his head slowly goes to a tilt of confusion. Baby dragon.
Yeah, they're still like this big, and she's like reaching up as far as she can reach, and just like waving her arm. Higher than that.
That's pretty big. It's only like an eighth of his size, but he's still like, whoa.
Right? I need longer arms.
I have really long arms.
You do. Put your arm up. Put your arm up.
Eee. And he puts his arms up.
It's taller than that. It's bigger than that. Like, at least a little bit.
What?
Right? At least from the stories I've heard.
Crazy.
Right? They're really scary.
Man. Maybe I shouldn't fight a dragon.
Yeah, maybe not. But eventually, I'm sure you'll take it. You'll take it. I believe in you.
I fought a fox that came into our camp one time.
Woo! Was it an evil fox?
No.
Why'd you fight it?
Well, to be fair, I mostly just was scared and hid on something.
Wow.
It
So
was really loud.
So the fox came, scared you, and you fought it.
To be fair, I kind of threw my weapon down.
Oh, fisticuffs!
So you
Badass,
didn't
Bertram.
fight it, or you fought it by hand?
To be fair, it was really adamant that it get our food,
Fair enough. Fair enough. Food is important.
so I didn't fight it.
Aww.
Wait, so you didn't fight it because it wanted your food?
It was really determined.
And I bet it was
All
really
right,
hungry.
then.
That is so kind of you, Bertram. You're the kindest.
I
It's like
hid on
little
top of a
Waterfall
box.
tears.
Wow.
Tor just like looks at you, Tash, and he's like, finally something I can agree with.
I think it was still really nice of you that you didn't hurt it. It just wanted food.
Thanks. I'm glad the other guys didn't see me at that point.
That's fair.
Though I did almost fight these people once.
Oh?
It was you guys.
You're
But then-
silly.
So there you go.
Yeah, that would have been my first fight.
Oh. I'm glad you're on our side.
Me too.
Hey Tash, do you have any cool fighting stories?
I don't have any fighting stories per se, but I've had, I guess you call them dreams, where it was like was me, but it wasn't, and like I was fighting this big monster type thing with a bunch of tentacles. And in the end, I ran, and then I went through this portal, and I hit some guy, and that's the end of the dream. It's like, I have it every night. It's the weirdest thing.
Every night? Wait. Tentacle thing, portal, some other guy? That's, That's really hard to picture. I'm trying really hard. Hold on. Like scrunches her nose, closes her eyes, and tries to think. What could that be? And mostly just because I only heard parts of the thing because your internet, your mic kept cutting out a bit. Sorry.
It's alright. that's better. I unplugged it, plugged it back in real quick.
Maybe a
It
little
might
bit.
just be a little hiccupy. We'll see.
Yeah.
Sometimes happens. What can you do?
Yeah.
Do you have the same dream every night?
Yeah, it's weird.
That is a bit odd.
That must get boring, like fighting the same type of situation over and over and over again, trying to save people.
Ulrich rubs his temple.
Well, it's weird because my dad had the same kind of dreams, and then he went missing.
So it's a family trend to have these strange dreams.
Your dad is
I guess.
missing?
Yeah, that's why I was with that group when you guys found me.
Oh.
You were looking for him, I take it?
Yeah.
Makes sense. Well, hopefully we find him
Hmm.
along our way.
Was he a good dad?
He was very strict.
Hmm. Is that a good strict or a bad strict?
Kind of like, he, was, like, didn't take a lot of, excuses. Like, he wanted it done, whatever it was, and if it wasn't done right, you would get yelled at. But he wasn't mean, it was with a purpose.
Oh, so good strict. Okay. That's good.
Did you have bad strict problems?
No.
I was talking. That was directed at her.
Oh.
Because of the way she said, "Oh, good strict." Like,
Oh, yeah. Our parents were kind of mean. But it's okay. We don't have to deal with them anymore.
well, I'm glad for that then.
Yeah. Now I have a bunch of friends like you guys.
You do have a knack for making friends.
That's way better.
Then had strict parents, probably so.
Tord just like jumps in. He's like, "Hey, yeah, you met me."
Yeah.
Just
Just patting Squeaks. And just looking straight forward.
He's just kind of like standing there, arms open, like with this big smile on his face, just like eh.
Just looking straight forward as they're going forward, not even seeing it behind her.
I just give him a.
Did everybody cut out? Oh shit. Hold on. Oh, wait, did everybody cut out?
no, I hear you.
Okay. For a second there, like it looked like people were speaking, but I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, that would have been me muttering as Tord.
Oh.
Yeah. You didn't miss much. It was muttering sounds.
It would
Okay.
start out. Shit, Tash.
Yeah.
He just like leans back and he crosses his arms and like he's like looking out the back of the cart, but every so often his eyes look at you and it's just like run it back. Look at me, I'm so big and strong. My name's Tash.
Wow.
Oh man. Okay.
Well, any guess on how much longer we have till we get
You
where
put
we're
like
going?
stuff in it, like so it's sweet now.
Gonna check the map again.
Well, there's a few more hours of riding till it turns into night, and you guys will rest, and
I'll take
then
some.
it seems probably about a day's more journey, maybe 2.
So got a decently long time. At least a couple days. Well, maybe at least 1 day, maybe 2 days. Depends.
Okay, so
Hopefully
it's a
won't
bit
get
of a
turned
hike.
around.
I certainly hope not. That doesn't seem terribly convenient.
Yeah. I'll keep the map the right way this time. I got this.
Please do.
Larissa,
Aye.
please make a survival check.
Oh no.
Yeah.
She does have the best survival though.
Probably yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Appreciate it.
Friendship motivation.
As you're like, you're like, don't worry, I'll have the map, like, it'll be fine this time. You look at the map and you're like, all right, just gotta go wait, and then that's when you realize you had the map flipped over and you were looking at it from the backside through the sun. And that's when you're like, oh wait, there we go. And then you flip it and you're like, ha ha. And you just like, you look around, nobody noticed that, and you're like, all right.
Squeaks
And
won't
you continue
tell
on.
you anything. I know Squeaks has got my back.
Squeaks won't
Squeak it.
share that info.
Squeaks, like, you look down at Squeaks and Squeaks looks up at you and he just winks.
Yeah. Just wink back. Squeaks won't snitch.
Oh dear.
So you guys travel in what you are entirely sure is the complete correct direction, up until it gets into the night, and you guys will make camp.
Yes, we will. That seems like a good plan.
Yeah. I'm a bit tired.
Well, and traveling at night, never the best plan.
Yeah. But also tired.
That's part of why it's never the best plan, but only part. Um,
So I will need somebody. I will need 2 people to choose to take watch.
I'll take a watch.
As you volunteer, Tord like sits up and he's like, I will also take watch. Yep, I will. I'll take second watch.
why don't I take that with you?
All right, you'll just get less sleep. I'll still be up because I have good eyes. I will be able to see. It'll be fine. Yep. All right.
Mark just looks at him for a moment and is like,
He's just his eyes are fixated on Tash, and he's just like that look of jealous rage as he's. I'll take watch. Sure. Yeah.
Lark's like, yeah, no, I'm not trusting you to take watch, dude.
All right, Tash. Roll perception.
Perception?
Yep.
Yeah! Fucking A!
Got a 20 on your perception. I don't know what that means, but you see everything.
See all. You see into the ethereal plane.
You sit down and your brain just sort of like just goes as you just see everything around
See what's
you.
gonna happen in the next watch.
You see Tord standing above your body with a machete.
Oh shit! He's a precog!
Luckily, Alaric will be awake.
Do I know any sort of wildlife about during the night?
Yeah.
Other
You can hear.
other than squeaks and all that.
Oh yeah, no. There's stuff moving through the trees. Occasionally, something will run through you guys' little camp or around it.
I'm curious. My friend.
You
So,
cut out a lot there.
Hold on. One second. Hopefully that's better. It's my microphone's stupid. Okay. So I want to know what kind of creatures are going through. Because I want to make a friend.
Oh God.
Yay! One
More
of us.
animal
One
friends.
of us.
Uh,
He'll find the bird.
all right, hold on. Let me think.
Tash, Disney princess.
Uh,
It could be like an owl or whatever, just something simple.
there we go.
Doesn't
Okay,
have to
yeah, no, I just
Professor
roll a
Thaddeus.
d4 for me.
be a D4. Okay.
Yes. All right. You see a tiny little bird just land, and then just like start just walk through the grass a bit. It's looking around.
Okay, so I cast speak with a ritual cast speak with animals,
All right.
and let's say what's up, buddy?
It just like it looks up and like looks at you, and it just goes, "How do you want?"
Oh God.
It just like it like hops in that way that birds hop and like turn, and it just looks you up and down. It's like ruffles its wings. It's like, "How do you want?"
How do I want?
Hell do you want it? Yeah, no, nice English there, pal.
The fuck.
Uh,
The fuck.
I was looking for a friend, and I didn't know if possibly you would want a friend. I got this guy. He seems kind of jealous of me, and I was just trying to like make sure he doesn't kill me in the middle of the night. So I didn't know if like you could peck me on the face if he tries to do something.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
With disadvantage? Great.
Yup.
You found the New Yorker of the Bird Kingdom.
Yeah. Or something. I don't even know.
Persuasion. Disadvantage.
You're not terrible. It ain't a 4.
Bird just like looks at you and it just goes, "Fuck off," and it just flies away. And you hear off in the distance just this loud, "I'm walking here," as it just
It's not a nice bird.
Asshole.
Great. Okay. Well then, that's all I do for the rest of the night.
you hear from behind you, "Talking to animals now, are we?"
I turn around. Who is that?
It's Tord. He's just there and he's like, "I'm up for my watch. Don't know what I just saw you doing, but I'm gonna remember it."
Oh, they know about it. Like I can talk to animals too.
Of course you can.
All right. Have a good watch. And then I lay down.
Aloric also gets up for watch.
You just like you wait. You get up from like your blanket and you just look up at Tord, who's just standing there like arms crossed, just like death staring Tash, and he's just like, "God, what the god? Look at me, I'm Tash, I'm so strong." And he just sits down.
Are you okay?
Don't ask me.
All right. I won't then. I mean, I assume the only sense I get of him is that he's super.
Oh no! Everyone went silent again.
Do I think he's going to try to kill him, or do I just think he's super fucking jealous?
It really roll an insight check.
Okay.
Well, that's not bad.
Not terrible.
He seems to just be a really jealous guy.
Okay, fair enough. All right. It's like, do I trust you?
All right.
He settles in for watch.
All right. Roll perception.
Nope.
Oh,
Bad at that.
shit. Oh, shit.
Both of us are bad at that.
Wow.
Torrid has a +6 to perception.
Don't question him.
Oh, God.
Oh,
So he rolled a 1.
Paranoid.
yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Actually,
Yeah.
he should. Actually, he has a bit more than +6. He has. Hold on.
Okay.
Probably paranoid
has-
alert.
I think he has a +8.
How?
Certain abilities.
Fair enough. This is one of those. Okay, dude.
Wow.
Flores
Halfway
is just snoring.
through, Tord's just Tord's just sort of like sitting there, arms crossed, really sort of angry. But he's he's watching out. You're watching out, and eventually he just you hear him say, "Can you also talk to animals?"
No. No, I cannot.
So just everybody else here can talk to animals.
That does appear to be the case, yes. They like doing it too.
What? Why?
Wouldn't you?
Why can they talk to animals, or why do they like talking to animals?
I feel like both of those are valid questions.
I assume the answer to the first one is magic. As for why they like to, well, you've met Clarissa. I think that one's obvious. Tash, convenience, I suppose, but I don't know. I haven't asked.
So I need to learn to speak with animals.
Why do you need to learn to speak with animals?
Well, I think you should also learn to speak with animals because it is a very useful skill, apparently. Because don't you just hate not being in their conversations?
Honestly, I don't feel any need to talk to a rabbit.
I personally would have chosen like a bird or something, but I mean,
A bird?
shut up. You just so like you just sigh and you just like you think to yourself like I'm gonna die with this idiot, and eventually like your guys' conversation goes on for a bit, and at this point you're kind of just listening to him in that way of like, seriously, you're an idiot, and he's just continuously talking and then just trying to bullshit his way out of things, and that's when eventually you hear tree branches start going as somebody's walking on them, and then a man just in heavy armor just walks through the trees and then just falls on the ground.
Uh,
I get up with the hand on a weapon just to be on the safe side and go over to the man who just fell on the ground.
Tord immediately like pulls out his machete and goes up with you.
Is he breathing? Is he like what?
You check, nothing.
Okay.
You do notice he has multiple shoddily made arrows just in his back.
Okay. Well, he just fell, so I try to cast Spare the Dying and see if that does anything.
There's just something about him seems like this death was a long time coming.
Okay. Well, that's disturbing. How late is it? How much longer is there left on the watch?
I'd say this was about halfway through your watch, so there's about an hour or two left.
Okay. keep a close eye out for anything. This worries me.
He's just Tord's just like, uh-huh. Tord goes closer to one of the arrows, and he just he takes one and he kind of starts trying to pull it out. And
Why are you doing that?
It's violently shaking the body, and there's something so ungraceful and just wrong about the desecration that he is committing to this corpse.
Why are you doing that?
Hold on, look, as he just pulls it out, and you realize it doesn't actually look like an arrow. It kind of just looks like a spiky piece of wood.
Is that not an arrow?
Well,
I mean, an arrow usually has an arrow head.
Yeah,
Spiky
true.
piece of wood is
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
more bolt-like, I'd say, but yeah.
Bolt.
well, yeah, it's less like a bolt even then. It legitimately just
It's
looks like a
literally
giant spike of wood.
just someone carved a point onto a piece of wood.
Got staked.
Well, that's the thing. It doesn't look carved. It looks natural.
Okay, it looks like it grew into a pointy piece of wood. Interesting.
Tord's just like,
that's...
should we flip him over? Did we search him? Did we take his stuff? I don't know. What do we do here?
Well, let's he's dead. I don't know what killed him. Might be best to see if we can figure anything out, but why don't you keep a close eye out in case whatever killed him is headed this way.
Yep. I will. I'll.
And Aloric does his best to, without doing as little as he can to disturb a corpse, because, that's a little weird. But also just trying to get any sense of how long ago was he shot? What, they don't look like arrows, but I assume I can't figure out whether or not I thought they were actually shot from a bow, because that would be a lot of information to get from a thing stuck in somebody.
Yeah.
But how long ago was he shot? Does anything about this look familiar at all? Does he have any markings that seem
I would like to ask for a medicine check.
okay?
Yeah.
Nope, I am rolling shit. Holy hell. I have a +5 to medicine and I rolled an 8.
Wow.
Well, the best thing you can determine is cause of death.
Which was things shot him.
Well, it was either that or exhaustion. You're personally not sure.
Okay.
The things have been in his back for a while, maybe? He looks... No, wait, no, you can't... No, he doesn't look familiar. No, who is this guy? You have no idea who this guy is. You have no idea how this guy died. No, wait, yes, you do know how this guy died. And then, your brain just basically spirals from there.
Okay.
Now roll investigation.
Yeah. Either I'll roll terribly on that, which I'm not even good at investigation, or I'll roll amazingly because I'm terrible at it. We'll see.
Oh.
It seems it was the...
That actually wouldn't have been a terrible medicine check. That would not have been an awful medicine check, but that is an awful investigation check.
You just sort of you search him a bit, the backside, and that's when you realize, all right, gonna have to flip him over a bit, and so you flip him over, and he's got armor. It's nice armor. You can't really say anything other than that. But in the center of his armor, there's a symbol. The best way to really describe it is a smile, except the eyes are X's.
Well, that's disturbing. So given, let me think. So given that I know absolutely friggin' nothing about this dude, and he died, and that, well, Captain, yeah, Captain Deadtooth, indeed. You know, if Eberine and Clarissa were the older one right now, Alaric would probably wake her up. But he feels a little weird about waking up a child to look at a dead body. So he's just, well, maybe someone else will recognize this come morning, but everyone should probably get some sleep. And he settles down to keep an eye out for anything, either unexpected movement from body, because what the heck, or anything from the woods.
All right. You basically just sit back down and like sort of near Tord, and you guys both just go back to watching, and you both try to have enough ignorance of the fact that there's just a corpse to your left, just right there.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
Well, maybe Tash or Clarissa will recognize something in the morning, but I don't. So rather than drag it off into the woods, just let them get their sleep and then see what happens.
Tord's just there like, yep. Just let it happen. He's very clearly just like mm-hmm. And eventually day comes. The dawn, the sun rises above the horizon. Slowly but surely everybody wakes up.
As the others awaken, Alaric sort of, once they're actually awake, as opposed to like poking them awake, or shaking them awake, he sort of gestures his head towards the corpse and says, "That showed up in the night. Didn't see anything else, but I don't know if either of you can make anything of it."
What? Is that a dead guy?
Yes, it is.
Just showed up?
Stumbled in, died, or fell over, already dead. Not entirely sure. Couldn't do anything to help him, so he was dead. But he's got because there was nothing else around, and getting your sleep is a good idea. I figured if you knew anything, you'd know in the morning. If you didn't know anything, getting a full night's sleep, more productive.
I guess so.
That sounds about right.
So he, if other people head over, he sort of gestures at the symbol and points out the weirdness of the knot arrows. I don't know if either of you know anything about any of this.
I'll roll a nature check, I guess, for the arrow thing. I'm not too good with iconography.
Boyce will walk over and then just kind of stretch up into Eberine and then just look down at this thing a little more focused. Any like medicine or I don't know. What would this be?
What do you want to find out? Tash, you can do that normal.
Yeah, I realize that. I must have not. Let's try that one more time.
Like maybe if there is any sort of like.
Nope.
No, you know nothing. Wow.
Injuries and how. Is there any 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 injuries and how. Is Maybe if there's
Injuries would
anything
be
on
medicine.
me. Yeah. Okay.
And then, okay, so, okay.
Oops.
And then is there anything else you want to know?
That symbol probably?
All right, that would be... All right, hold on. Uh, let me just quickly remember the stats so I can figure this out. Hmm. Let's go with history.
Not bad.
All right. So first off, Tash,
Yeah.
you look at these things and you're like, "Whoa, these are some weird looking arrows," and that's it.
Yeah.
That's about the one thought that crosses your mind, and then you're just like, "Huh." Eberine, looking at him, the way he died, it doesn't. Well, you can't entirely figure out how he died, but looking at him, you can actually see that the not arrows that are in him, they appear to have been in him for a long while. The blood around them is dried and stained on his clothing. The wounds are very disgusting, as they are probably days old. But they weren't entirely bleeding. Just looking at him, he also looks tired. He's a dead guy, so obviously he looks tired. But there's bags under his eyes. There's like 5 o'clock shadow on his face. He's covered and drenched in sweat. It appears he died from the arrows, but those didn't outright kill him, as he then just seems to have just walked for days on end.
That is very strange.
Now, as for the symbol, you've never seen it before, but you think you know what it belongs to. There's a group somewhere out in the world. You know very little about them. You've never met them. You've just heard whispers of them. Some know them as the Nameless Ones or the Nameless Grin. As far as you really know, they're heroes. Nobody says anything bad or cowardly or evil about them. They do good things, but nobody really knows one until they show up.
Huh.
They're just known for good deeds and heroic acts all across.
Oh yeah, that strikes a chord immediately with Everine. Just kind of like kneels down. If this was one of the Nameless Grin, this is... Why was he out here?
The Nameless Grin?
I had never seen one before, only heard of them, but they essentially, I guess, as close as you could come to heroes in this age, besides what Florissa and I are trying to do. We're actually striving to be similar to them, in a sense. To see one, I could only assume from this symbol here, and she points it out. I'd only heard stories.
What, does he look familiar?
No,
Like,
not
did we
this
even look at his
person,
face?
I guess it looks familiar to either any of you. I don't know.
None of you recognize him.
It's only a guess, but we focused a lot on stories of this group when we heard about them. It would have been nice to speak to him. But he has been walking for some time. Why?
I genuinely don't know. He just came out of the woods and died.
Well, it looks like he was fighting something and couldn't beat it and ran away.
That would be my assumption as well. We kept an eye out for the rest of the night. Nothing else wandered our way.
I'm at a pause to say that he would have run away if it truly is one of the nameless grin, but to just have those sorts of injuries and keep walking, maybe he was trying to warn someone, find someone?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I
that would
don't.
be better than just running away. It makes sense.
There is logic there. Unfortunately, I don't think he can tell us the answer to that question.
Does he look like he has anything on him, like scrolls or?
You can search him.
Yeah, I will do that.
Try to help. Eberine will help him.
All right. Investigation. Investigation from both of you.
I don't see nothing.
Yeah, Tash, you just sort of like start patting him down, and you're beginning to look, but that's when you hear Tor just from the side go, "Really? You gonna search the dead body? Yeah, no, go ahead and desecrate his corpse." Yeah, and you just get so annoyed, you just stop for a second, and you kind of contemplate murder. You're just standing there thinking about it, and that's when Eberine is just going going around and just kind of go behind, and you feel what feels like a slip of paper, and you pull that out, and on his other side, you find what appears to be a slight little satchel, and you pull that off, and you now have
Forgive me, sir. And she's just like picking up, but it's best for us to know as best we can.
All right. What do you open first?
The note.
All right, you open up the note, and it basically just says kobolds. Kill them. I've heard bad things. Sounds like they haven't hit any villages near them, if there even are. Shouldn't be anything that bad. From what I've heard, all they have is some inventor wannabe, and they probably got some weak shaman like they always do. You guys will be fine. Love, Tora.
Don't suppose that name rings a bell at all.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, we knew kobolds.
Looking after. But a group of them, perhaps we will run into them. Others?
Perhaps.
Though I don't know why he would be on his own otherwise. I hope they fared better.
Well, if the note says you guys, then it's probably a group of them.
Exactly. But whether the rest are alive or not,
That's a good, yeah.
I hope so. It would be nice to meet some of them.
Well, some friendly faces are always welcome, at least.
Exactly. Especially other heroes. What's in the satchel?
It's a tiny, tiny, barely like about the size of the palm of your hand. You just you take it and you open it up and you empty it, and it's one gold coin, except it's slightly bigger and slightly thicker, and it has the nameless grin's symbolism on both sides.
Huh. And I haven't heard anything about how they work at all. It's just that vague.
That vague idea of anonymous do-gooders going out and being heroes.
Yeah. So yeah, Breen
To be
just holds the
specific, though.
coin like up between two fingers and just kind of like lifts it up to the light a little bit better and looks at it.
Yeah, no. Looking at it more, the one side has the nameless grin symbol with a sword, and then the other side has the nameless grin symbol with a shield.
Perhaps if we find the others, we can at least let them know what happened to their member.
That is probably the best we can do, I'd imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we want to take the time to bury him.
It would be the right thing to do.
I would have to agree with that.
Agreed.
He's quite a hero.
Just...
I don't suppose you have any rights, Ulrich. I'm not exactly one of the divine. Oh no,
Take up.
everyone went silent again. Sorry, what?
What is going on with your thing?
I don't know. It just suddenly stops actually giving me any sound, but shows the green.
That's unfortunate.
It was doing that to me last time we were on. It was weird.
Discord.
Well, what I was saying was that you guys take the 2+ hours to dig up a grave. You pull out all the knot arrows out of his back, and you slowly sort of climb in the grave while holding him and drop him down, and then put the dirt back on top of him. So all in all, you guys, it's now later morning. You know, it's not evening yet, but it's getting there.
We should keep going.
Alright.
You look around and you notice you don't see Tord anywhere.
Where did he go?
Bertram's just standing there, and he just points. And he points in the direction that you guys were planning on continuing traveling.
Did he just start walking?
Bertram just like, while his arm is still up, he just goes, "He said don't tell anybody, big man, and I'm pretty sure I'm big man, so I'm not allowed to say."
Right. Well then, perhaps we should keep an eye out for any shenanigans, I suppose.
That would indeed be a word.
I don't know how else to describe what he might be up to. He is rather absurdly jealous. And wants to learn to talk to animals now.
Is that so?
Specifically birds.
All right.
Tash raises an eyebrow at that.
I don't know. He was saying how he wanted to learn to speak to animals. He was asking about speaking to animals.
Yes,
And
he's
then-
definitely something.
I told him I didn't really need to speak to a rabbit, especially, I didn't say this, but considering that both of you can handle that if need be. And he said something about birds.
I tried to talk to a bird last night, and then he caught me at the end of the conversation.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Oh, did you manage?
Well,
No,
That-
he was a jerk.
the bird or him?
Both.
Fair enough.
Sorry to hear that.
Lorik actually laughs at that.
Either way, we should at least start going. I'm sure we'll
Yes,
run into
let's-
him eventually. Again.
Bertram's standing there with his arm still like pointed in the direction, and he's just like, so, did I, like, break the promise by telling you guys he told me not to tell you? Or did I break it by pointing? He didn't say anything about pointing.
Well, then you
I
didn't break your
think I'm
promise.
fine.
Yeah, you didn't break your promise if he didn't tell you not to point.
Yeah. Can
That
I
is-
stop pointing now?
You can absolutely stop pointing, Bertram.
You're fine, Bertram.
Yay. I was holding my arm there for like a solid 5 minutes.
We appreciate your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
I
Give
was
a slight pat
expecting
on the
someone to
arm.
turn around and see me. None of you guys turned and saw me.
Well, I
Kind of confusing considering I'm like 8 feet tall.
I saw you pointing.
Yeah, after a while.
No, I saw you pointing when you pointed.
I was pointing before you guys saw me.
You were pointing before I asked where Torn was?
Yeah.
All
I
right,
figured
then.
one of you would ask.
Well, again, I
That
appreciate
is
your
true.
enthusiasm, Bertram.
Yes. Thank you, Bertram.
So I
She'll,
did
like,
good?
Yes, you did.
You did wonderfully.
Yes, thank you. She gives like
Yay.
a pat on the arm, and then goes up to the to see how Redonkulus is doing and start getting the cart ready.
Redonkulus, just like as you walk up to him, looks you straight in the eyes with this look of like, I hate all of you, and then just looks forward again.
That is fair.
So you guys load up the cart and you start moving everything, and you start, heading forward, and it's literally like, it's not even that quick before you see Tord under this big tree, like just sort of like just looking around, and he sees you guys coming. He's like, oh, hey. He like sort of runs out from under the tree, and he just like walks up to you, and he's like, you guys decided to finally catch up, eh?
Well, yes, we wanted to bury the dead before we continued on our way.
He helped you guys bury the dead. It was once you guys were done burying the dead that he disappeared.
Okay, I did not understand that.
My fault.
Because I didn't think we'd taken that long after we buried the dead.
Nah.
Is there a reason you wandered off on your own when someone had died walking into our camp from unknown things in the night?
I was doing my job. I am a scout. I was scouting the area. Only thing I found, this really big tree. And the tree is like about...
Are not scouts supposed to come back and tell us what they scouted?
Do I believe him that the only thing he found was a really big tree?
Insight check.
I'm gonna cure.
He doesn't seem to be lying.
Okay, I believe that all he found was a big tree. Cool.
To be fair, it is a big tree. It's about 30 to 40 feet wide.
No, that's fair. I just was like, let me just make sure he's not hiding something.
Yeah, both of you are just like, yeah, it just seems like he found a tree. He doesn't seem to be lying. Doesn't seem like he found anything else.
By the way, we're continuing onward. This entire time she's been holding onto that coin, like, in her one hand as she is, like, leading the cart, and she eventually puts it away.
Alright. He's legitimately just then, he's just like, I was scouting ahead. I found a really big tree. Looked around for anything else. I was gonna return to you guys, but I was still scouting ahead. I was doing my job as a scout, because that's what I am.
Fair enough. Perhaps in the future, mention to someone you're scouting ahead?
Sure.
Thank you. Just helpful to know where people are. What if something went wrong and you got into trouble and we didn't know you'd scouted ahead?
Nothing would have gone wrong, and at that moment...
Of course, something goes wrong.
The ground starts to shake as it rips open, and a giant root just it just flies out of the ground and then just goes for him.
Well, that is something going on.
Can I take a a reaction and try to cut it before
Oh
it gets to
shit!
him.
Oh wow! It
Whoa!
Well, it crit, so
Oh shit!
okay, hold on.
Well,
He's dead.
you murdered your own NPC.
Oh wait, hold on. I put that in wrong. Let me actually move you guys to this new thing. All right, I put you guys on the map. Place down your tokens. Probably about this area. You know, somewhere in front of him. Fun fact about him: as he gets hit by the giant root, he's just like nothing's wrong. As it just sends him flying like 10 to 20 feet away, very clearly unconscious. And all of you are just standing there like, as I would now like everybody to roll initiative.
Da-da-da.
How do I do my token again? I forget.
Go to the like newspaper thing, and
Right.
then take your name and drag your name onto the board.
Okay.
It's a little confusing because of the having to click on your actual name. So initiative. Where's initiative? There's initiative.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh, this. I did it wrong. There we go. Now I remember how I did it before. Okay. Now let's try it.
You need to click on your token when you press the initiative button.
Ah, dang it. I knew I was forgetting something.
At least you can change it afterwards still, right? So you can add that in that 18 since that's what you rolled.
Yeah. I'll be nice and I'll let him have that.
There we go. Does that work now?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, God. It went
Yes?
significantly low.
Yeah.
So all of you are full health, right? Like full spell slots because you guys had a long rest.
Yeah, we just had a long rest.
Yeah.
Let me make sure
Alright, just
everything's
make sure.
set properly. Oh, let me change my stuff because we did have a long rest.
All right. While you do that, Tash, you are at the top of the turn order.
Okay. So, where am I in comparing to the tree thing?
You're just sort of. I don't really know how to put it. You're within range of it if you want to run to it. It's just like 15 feet away, like barely even 10, like that type of thing. You can just like rush at it and just swing at it.
Okay. Who is this here?
That is towards unconscious body.
Okay. So, what I do is I will move. You said 15 feet?
Yeah, no, it's like basically within your reach. Like, well, not within your reach, but if you, it's close. You can run to it.
Okay. So, I run to it. I'm assuming it's like this tree here.
Yep.
Okay. And I pull out the Sword of Ire. And I take a big old nasty swing.
All right. That hits.
Oh, frick. I forgot the rage. Well, after I attack, I rage.
So that's 19 points of damage. You basically you see after Tor just gets flung across them across the area, the tree more roots just start just crashing out of the ground as just the tree just itself just starts picking itself up, branches forming, like going down to where you guys are as if they're arms ready for battle. And you look at the tree body, and there's glowing runes across it, like across the trunk, as well as what appears to be a face just like forming.
Living tree, lovely.
You run forward and you're just like, well, okay, and then you just, and it just, the sword just like scrapes across the outside of it, and like the ice forms, but it's quickly just as like it's still just like going wildly and trying to hit at you. Aberreen, it is now your turn.
Okay. So she's gonna hop down off the cart and like put a hand on Redonkulus and gesture back so he gets away from this. And do you have any ideas of what this might be?
Looks like a tree.
Yeah, but like the runes in the face.
You can't tell from here. It's moving too wildly, and it's too far away for you to like really get an idea.
Okay. Well, considering how dangerous it just was, gonna try to fairy fire it.
All right.
It pulls out her lute and starts playing. And Dex save DC 14.
It fails.
Surrounded in green lights.
And I will just put down. I'll just put down that little red thing. But yeah, no, the fairy fire, like the thing's not moving quickly, so it's just the fairy fire just sort of envelops it.
Yep. And she's gonna go over here and we'll grant a bardic inspiration to Ulrich.
Cool.
All right.
That is my turn.
All right. It is now Bertram's turn, and he's going to run over to Tord, and he's gonna be like, "No, buddy!" And he just like reaches down, he just picks him up, and he's like cradling him, and he's like, "Come back to me!" And that's his turn. Ulrich, it is up to you.
All right. So does Torn look like he's like actually unconscious?
Yeah, he's not dead as far as you know. He got hit and then flung, and he's not up yet. And now Bertram has him in his arms, screaming like, "Come back to me!"
Okay, so yeah, he's actually unconscious. Okay.
Yeah.
So first, he's going to cast a spiritual weapon to attack the tree.
All right.
So I'm pretty sure that's hits for 6 force damage. And that's
Yep.
his bonus action. So then he's going to move over to where Bertram has Torn in his hands, and with his action, cast Spare the Dying.
All right. What does Spare the Dying do?
It is the stabilizes somebody spell.
All right.
So it doesn't bring him back, but it keeps him from having to like roll death saving throws and potentially actually die. He
Got
doesn't
it.
like him much, but he also doesn't want the dude to die. So
Got it. Yeah. Now you just walk up and just like place a hand on him and cast the spell, and quickly like turn your focus back to the fight.
Yep, exactly. Just like, okay, don't die. Now we're back into fighting this weird tree.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
All right. The tree is like still just like, and it's going to like it's kind of just swinging at you with everything. Like there's no moment of like one limb is in control, like Tash, as you like run up and slash at it, multiple like tree limbs are like swinging at you or grabbing at you, and you're ducking every single one of them.
Also, remember the
Aberreen, you
spiritual
don't
weapon has an advantage because fairy fire.
True. But Aberreen, you don't even realize that that what's happening Like you realize it, but it's only at the final moment that you notice the ground beneath you is shaking as the earth breaks open and you see a root coming up and trying to wrap itself around you.
Wow.
Roll a strength save.
This is gonna be great. Oh!
Damn.
Nice, you critted your strength save. Good job.
Hooray! So no.
As the root like comes through the earth, it just like it tries to get you, but you literally just sort of like go no, and you just sort of like jump above it and then just like outside of its reach as the root just like goes onto nothing.
Now that
And
is
then
just rude.
It just goes straight back into the earth.
Yes, you better go back down there and think about what you've just done.
Tash, it's now going to just swing one of the tree branch limbs at you.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
Got it. You take 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
What's half that?
Oh yeah, so 7. So as you're fighting, you're just sort of beating away tree limbs as one just comes up behind you and just gets you in the back. And it's back up to you at the top.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. Alright. So I will take oh no. Okay, I'm gonna activate the sword's ability, coat myself in ice, make myself an ice monster. I say shoot. There's this thing what happens with trees and ice and it kills the roots. I forget what it's called. But I say that.
Okay.
I know that's not really creative, but
You say that general threat at it.
alright, so then I coat myself in ice and I swing again.
Alrighty. You do have advantage.
Right. Advantage.
That hits.
Alright.
Yes.
Alright, after you get hit just like in the back with the root, you just take your sword and you say, "There's a thing that happens to trees when cold gets the root." Yeah, whatever, and then just as the ice just envelops your form and you just start swinging at the body of the tree and the roots and any branches that are coming towards you. You just start swinging at absolutely everything.
Thank you for not saying ice to meet you.
Bad puns.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, because I'm not going to move out of this range.
Alright. Eberine, it is your turn.
Yeah. Huh. What to do about this thing? How about... I don't know if trees can be viciously mocked. Like, that was just... I was hoping you were going to get to the root of the problem, but apparently you do not. I'm gonna try to try to viciously mock it. I don't know. Testing the waters here.
With the way that vicious mockery works, it's only if the creature understands you.
Yeah.
So it does.
Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, really?
I believe that's the way vicious mockery works. Yeah.
If it can hear you, not if it
Yeah,
understands.
Oh yeah,
It's-
it hear you, not understand. That's true. Yeah. Well, it can hear you. So
Wow.
it
Tree
takes
has
3 points of
ears.
damage.
The tree does have. It has a face. I guess it has ears with that face. So, okay. Well, at least head over this this way a little bit and give a bardic inspiration to Tash, and just carefully draw her rapier just in case another one of those roots come back.
All right. As you say your mockery, the tree just like lets out this as it just continues swinging at absolutely everything.
I don't know that language, or do we know what that language is?
What languages do you know?
Let's see. Common, Sylvan, Elvish.
You do not know that language.
Okay.
I know a few languages.
Yeah, everybody tell me the languages you know.
I think just Dwarven and Common, but let me.
Thought it might be
Common,
seven.
deep, common, deep speech, Dwarvish, and the language that the Kalistars speak. But
Yeah, just Dwarven and Common for Ulrich.
Yet none of you understand what it says.
Good to know.
cool.
All right. Is that the end of your turn, Eberine?
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Bertram is just gonna pick up Tord, and he's just gonna take him back to the cart. The whole entire like Alaric, you can hear him the whole time, just like, "It's all right, buddy. It's all right." And Alaric, it is your turn.
All right. So about how far am I from Aberrane actually? Is this map approximately the scale?
Actually, yeah, that'd be about right.
Okay.
Because the tree's about 30 to 40 feet.
All right. So I'm going to move sort of in between. Yeah, it's fine. That's close enough. In between the two of them, and then cast Bless on all three of us, because why not? Which means you now all have any attack rolls or saving throws, you can roll a d4 and add the number rolled.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay, bless.
And then spiritual weapon is gonna attack the tree again.
All
With
right.
advantage.
Oh yeah, I didn't roll with advantage, but that hits. Let me roll a second time just in case it crits, but
Come on.
nope, didn't crit. So either way, it hits.
And I'll go with the first roll's damage.
And switched over to advantage. Let me change it to advantage before I forget.
All right, the spiritual weapon just starts laying into the tree trunk, just barks just flying off.
So did we
And-
all hear the tree speak?
Oh yeah, all of you heard it.
We just don't know what
Okay.
it said.
Yeah.
Awesome. Because I don't. My ability where I talk in the head of something. It says this is a creature. Is this technically a creature or is it a
Yep.
plant?
It's
Okay.
a creature.
I can see it. I can talk to it on my turn.
All right. The awakened tree. Well, I shouldn't have said that, but the tree. Once. This time, Ulrich, please make a strength saving throw.
Okay, let me.
As the ground beneath you, this time just.
Normal strength save. Boop.
Oh no!
Ooh.
I crit failed that. Good job.
As you're running to cast the bless, you finally you find your stance to.
Oh wait,
to
I do get to roll a d4, but I assume I will still fail anyway.
You
So
also have bardic
Yeah.
inspiration, right?
I do have inspiration. What is that?
Mine's a d6 right now, I believe.
6.
You rolled a 1,
Yeah,
so it's.
I
not
wouldn't
gonna-
waste it.
yeah. I'm not gonna waste it. It was like if it were like if you were up to like a d10 level, I'd be like maybe worth it. But
It's just even with it's a -1. Nothing can save that. So as you're running and as you get to your spot to cast Bless, you plant your feet in the ground and you cast it, and that's as the ground just rips open and these roots just out of the ground and then just wrap around you and you are now grappled and then just constrict around you and then just crush. And
Lovely.
you take. Okay. Let me grab the dice. You take 14 points of damage.
Okay.
And the roots are still the roots are still just like wrapped around you as they just.
Yeah, I remain grappled.
Yeah. We'll put a nice little token on you. Let's just go with that. And with that, Tash, the tree is then going to, with one of its limbs, just swing at you.
Disadvantage.
With disadvantage, let me reroll then. Uh, 14.
I believe that hits. Let me check. I think that's 1 over. Yep, that hits.
All right. You take 5 points of damage.
Reduced to. Oh,
That was already.
did it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Again, once more, as you're just laying into all of the tree and the roots and the branches. This time, a root just like 2 roots just like come up and then just like clap you basically.
Right.
And it's back to your turn.
Alright, so bonus action. I try to talk to this thing. And I
Alright.
say, why are you attacking us?
But once you mind link with the creature, you don't you barely even get a chance to speak before you just hear kill, 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 kill.
Okay, great. And I take a swing.
Alright.
That was pointless.
That hits.
Cool. Awesome sauce.
Alright, that is 12 points of damage. As you mind link with the creature, you just hear that and you're just like, well, that was pointless, got it. And then you see a clear opening to where the gnarled face is, and you just start running forward. A root goes straight in your direction, to which you just slice it out of the way. And as you slice it, the ice just goes up that root, freezing it. Another root comes for you, so you just cut that off. Ice going up it as the eyes of the tree face just make eye contact with you. You hear that voice you hear the voice in your head going kill, 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 before you just take the sword and just right through it like a hot knife through butter, which you were very surprised about considering it is a tree, but the sword just goes straight in, and it is dead.
Oh, good.
Huh.
Oh, the tree's dead?
Oh, wow.
Huh.
And I
You
assume I am
kick
no
the
longer
sword
grappled
through.
by roots.
Yeah, the roots that are around you and are slowly crushing you to death. You can hear your armor as it's bending a bit. The roots just let go, and then just gray and fall as you look towards the actual tree, and the leaves brown and die and go limp, as well as the rest of the tree grows gray and dark.
Oh, well.
As you see Tash just there. Tash is there with his sword still straight through the thing's face.
Just a FYI, apparently I forgot that I'm supposed to be adding 2d8 more ice damage per swing once I activate it. I knew there was something off.
Well, it's more dead.
You killed it real hard.
Yep. So hard.
Well, thank you, Tash. Any idea why there was a living tree?
I don't know. It just kept saying kill, 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 kill.
Tash, the slight remnant of the voice in your head You just hear failure, intruders, and that's just it. And as all of you are still looking at the tree as it's just graying and dying, the runes across it just sort of burn a hot, bright orange, and then just disappear, leaving the burn marks of what they were.
That is highly unusual.
And it's very dead now.
Yes.
Any
All
idea
right.
why there'd be a killer attack tree out here?
I think it was probably here to protect something. Because it said intruder failed and then died.
Well, now I'm very curious what it was protecting.
As am I. I'm gonna take a look around this area, see if there's anything that strikes as unusual or like getting that little glint of this. This is not strange for this forest, but
Roll investigation.
okay.
While she does that, I'm gonna go over here
Fuck.
Nope.
to our good friend and see if I can't wake him up.
Well, you walk over and Bertram has him in the cart and is like just like looking over the edge of the cart, like worried, like you're gonna be okay, it'll be fine. And you just like walk up and reach in and just slap him on the face a bit.
Yeah.
Tree.
Hey, buddy.
5 more minutes.
Nope. Uptime.
Aww, as he just like he gets up.
Well, I'm glad you're still alive, and that is why it's good to know when you wander off.
He's just standing there, he's like, joke's on you. I don't know what just happened.
You almost got killed by a giant living tree.
I did?
Yes, you did.
Definitely
Sounds epic.
I mean, it almost killed you in one shot, so...
Well,
Epic on
I'm
the-
still alive, thank you very much.
Yes, thank me!
Alert did save your life.
Thank you, Ulrich.
You're welcome. Now then, shall we figure out what the tree was protecting, or do we continue on our way?
I haven't been
You
able to
guys
find
do whatever
anything
you want.
yet.
I'm tired and in pain, and he just like lays back down in the back of the cart.
That's fair.
Well, it did say that it was protecting something. It's possible it's not around here. This was probably to stop something or someone from getting any further in.
I suppose we keep going forward.
Are there any other ways around here, though? It would seem you could move through other trees, other parts of the forest.
Take a look at the other trees,
Well, that's
see if
the
they
thing.
have any runes on them.
Do other...
Roll investigation.
My god.
There's a lot of trees around here.
Fair.
Luckily they didn't all
Sure.
come to life at once.
That is indeed a good thing. Well,
Florissa would have loved it up to a point, but living woods.
living woods are all well and good until they try to kill you.
That is certainly fair. But we should probably continue on. At least if we keep going forward, maybe we will come across whatever this was protecting.
All right. Well, back to the cart then. Keep an eye out.
All right.
All of us should probably keep an eye out, but...
Agreed. Jump back up.
Alright. All of you hop into the cart, and you look around for a second, and you're like, where the hell is Tord? And that's when you just hear, trees. As you look under the seat and see that he's just kind of like snuggled himself back in there, and he's stolen one of your blankets, and he's put it on top of him, And Eberine, you notice he's actually cuddling with that little doll that the little girl from the Woodstock
Oh.
family gave you.
What?
And he's just like cuddling with me.
Get that.
It would have. I assume it would have been in the back of the cart with your guys' stuff.
Eberine looks a bit angry that he took her thing without asking.
You all right down there?
Scrunches her nose.
Cheese. He appears to have fallen asleep.
He's dreaming of trees. Fair enough.
Looks a little bit angry, a little bit perturbed. And just like shakes her head and looks back.
You do hear as he's falling asleep, like, look at me, I'm Tash. I can fight a giant tree. Yeah.
This gives Tash a like apologetic look and shakes her head and looks back again.
Please don't get killed by the jealous man.
I don't even know what he... Just shakes her head.
I believe he wants you.
Oh, that part
And
I
now
knew.
he knows. Now he thinks that, well, anyway, yes, I would say men are strange, but I am a man, so that would sound a little weird. But men can be strange.
Oh, that I also know. I've been to many taverns.
Fair enough.
Sorry about that before, Tash. I thought it would change the circumstances, and it did not.
Did we lose him?
Oh no.
Me?
Yeah. You're breaking up a lot.
Skynet has taken him.
Yeah,
No.
you're really
Is that better?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. It's my microphone. Yeah, it's all right. Things like that happen all the time. I assume, not from where I'm from, but somewhere.
More often than I would like, at times, I suppose, but generally they're a bit less forward than that.
well, he's nothing if not forward.
Well, he knows what he wants.
Unfortunately, what he wants is something that is not his to have.
Thank you, Ulrich.
Ulrich nods. He's like,
And with that, you guys get everything back into a cart. You go around the weird, scary tree. And you keep on going. And that is where we're going to end our game.
Oh.
Excellent. We killed a scary tree.
And all of you get a certain amount of experience.
Handy, handy.
Da-da-da.
You each get 150 points of experience.
All right. So that puts me
160?
Yep.
50. 50 or 60?
50.
Okay.
50.
Maybe. Hold on.
Double check.
I'm not good with math. Yeah,
That's
150.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome sauce.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you for the
Nice.
game.
Yes,
It was
thank you.
good.
Yes,
Yeah.
most definitely.
I expected that fight to be a lot tougher. It seems I'm getting close, but I'm not entirely there with giving you guys a good challenge.
Well, it's always challenging to find the balance between challenging and, oh my God, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I
this is
even
really
looked. I even looked at your guys' spell slots and like what spells you guys had, just to like, all right, what can I get them with? What'll work on this thing? What won't? And then the main thing was Tash's damage output.
yeah.
Yeah.
I made a way too powerful weapon. That's all I've learned.
And very firework.
Yeah.
Yay. That helps.
Yeah, and Fairy Fire helped because advantage.
And that crit. I probably would have lost Fairy Fire if I had gotten struck with one of those things. It probably would have taken me out immediately if like it crit on him, so.
I made those things specifically for you. That
I
one
figured.
attack was specifically made to get you.
Yeah, I figured. That was fucking lucky. The one good thing I rolled today.
You know, yeah, we were rolling pretty shit for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Just not so much in battle.
Yep. Roll20 does that sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, dice do that sometimes too, so
Yeah.
it's...
But Roll20
Yeah.
more than dice I've found in general.
At least it's not the other game where whenever Brendan rolls in Roll20, he rolls really high.
Yeah.
Or when he rolls real dice, he rolls really low. And it's like, no, don't
Yeah.
use Roll20. You're going to kill us all.
It's true.
Like, he crits all the time in Roll20.
Yeah.
If he rolls